Nobody would ever say to Chris, except me, you aren't very ladylike.
No, you're right. But he's more lady than me.
And now, Cheese Wits.
You're going to be great.
Thank you. I'm usually great.
Oh, shut it.
Fantastic.
Wally, I would like you to meet one of my besties, one of my tribe, Mickey.
Tribe?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mickey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, half in the bag.
Well, aren't we all?
Just kidding.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So Chris couldn't join us this week, and so we needed a fill-in person. And Wally, Mickey has, unlike other guests that we've had, Mickey does not have a background in radio. But she is one of my favorite people, and she makes me laugh on a regular basis. And she is the one who, remember the review that said something like, I won't skip out because of bowling or something? If you need a fill-in for Chris, that was Mickey.
Oh, Chris. Take all the pot shots you want.
I told her that already.
Take shots at him.
No, I told her to take pot shots at you.
Now, why? I am an amiable, great, happy. I don't know that I'm great. Let me take great back. I'm not great. I'm an amiable fellow.
I want to share
like British comedy.
Something. Mickey, tell me if this makes any sense to you. So one of our mutual friends the other day sent us a picture of a shirt that says, you aren't very ladylike, are you? Me, suck my nutsack, motherfucker. I then send that to Chris and Wally. And Wally immediately says, I feel like this is a shirt Chris would wear. But also you too.
No. Yes.
When would Chris wear a shirt about being ladylike?
No, because he's always talking about someone sucking his nutsack. He's always talking about nutsack sucking.
Mm-hmm.
Nutsack sucking his nuts.
Yes, but how often do the two of you, not Jess, Wally, Chris, mention about how big Jess's balls actually are? That shirt clearly was about Jess.
Chris does quite a bit. He does mention the size. And they did work in a room together, I think for longer than Jess and I worked in a room together. So I'm not sure what was going on with the nut showing.
No, I think it was actually a little bit less.
Really?
It might have been right around a year.
Yeah, but you were his boss.
Yeah.
He had to listen to you. He had to toe the line, baby.
He sure did.
That looked like a shirt you would both wear.
Not the ladylike part.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, I don't know.
Nobody would ever say to Chris, except me, you aren't very ladylike.
No, you're right. But he's more lady than me.
Is he though?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because he says he can't fix anything. He says he's not very handy with stuff.
Well, I guess he's more lady than me too, if that's the bar.
I know, because you can handle shit.
That's right.
Yeah. So this week, a horrible week. I spoke to, what day did I speak to you, Jess? Tuesday, Wednesday?
One of those. I don't know.
So I had just got done being elbow deep in shit. Like real human shit. Because we have a flush up toilet. And if you're familiar with that, so it's a toilet you put in a basement that's below grade of your septic tank. And it has a pump in it that pushes the poop up a tube out. So we had to have our septic tank pumped last Thursday because there was an issue and there was a blockage. And then on Tuesday, Cheyenne calls me to say, there's poop backed up in the tub. I said, what? And she said, yeah, you know what? I sat on the toilet And I didn't notice that the toilet was full until I reached down to wipe and my knuckle hit water.
Oh my God.
So I'm a guy who usually has a backup to everything. Like luckily I had an extra pump. These pump up pumps, they're $5 bills, but I had an extra one. So I had to tear that fucking thing apart. I had to use the wet dry vac to suck out there's a holding tank. I don't know, it holds probably 20 gallons of ick. And then so I had my rubber gloves on, and I used almost a whole box of rubber gloves. And not the latex one, the rubber ones, the thick ones.
Yeah.
When I spoke to you, my head was up my ass, even though I was already tired of shit. But it was so fucking disgusting.
You didn't mention any of that when you called.
No, all I said was I'm having a bad day, I think, at the very end of the call. Yeah, I was having a fucking horrible day that day.
Yeah.
But I did get it fixed.
Good.
I get everything fixed. It's all running. The plumbing's working again. Yada, yada, yada. And I think it's my own fault because if you remember last week, I was bragging about my plumbing skills a little bit. I was saying, I can do plumbing. I can do electric. I can do.
Yeah.
I was put to the test. Thank you very much.
I guess you were.
It's what you experienced, Jess, the joys of home ownership.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't have that.
Well, not yet. I mean, it's not that. No, you probably have city sewer, huh?
Yep.
Yeah,
God, you're so lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you have a septic tank?
Oh, we do.
Yeah, it's $325 to pump it every year. And
we moved in this house in 2016 and haven't done that yet.
Oh Lord!
I know. I think you're jinxing me.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Well, it depends on how brutal you are to me. Then I may go back and do an incantation and light a couple of candles. If you're brutal to me, I will light the purple candles. I don't know what they mean. I have no idea. Yeah, septic tanks. There are these expenses that you get when you live out in the country. So one of the beautiful things about living out in the country is, and this is true, crime does not come out to the country that much.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyday kinds of crime, even though we had a robbery 3 miles from here.
At the Dollar General.
Yeah, at the Dollar General. But crime generally, we don't get a lot of that, street fighting and people breaking into your house. But it's starting to evolve. We're starting to get the meth head break-ins and things like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you have these expenses and these other things because you don't have these services you get in the city, which are fabulous. Septic and sewer and water, those are fabulous. Although, so do you have a well?
Yes, we do.
And so I always find I can't stand city water. It always tastes chloriney to me.
Well, I don't drink the tap water. We still buy bottled water.
Are you afraid of it? Are you worried about it?
No, I think there's a lot of I think we have hard water and there's a lot of rust in it. We have a pool, so it's the well water for the pool, and I don't notice anything translate there, and I don't see a lot of rust in our showers. I mean, I brush my teeth with it, but I just, and I boil my gluten-free pasta with it, but I don't drink the tap water. I have to take Advil or whatever, but typically I just drink bottled water or water. Whatever bottle I reach for first.
Yeah, we have good water, but we also, I don't drink bottled, but I guess we do. We have one of those big cooler things for water, but I drink the regular. The water's pretty good. It's tasty, but city water always tastes so chloriney and chemically. It tastes full of chemicals to me.
It does.
And I do not like it, so I don't have water when I'm out and about. Jess, how about you? What's your water preference, Jess?
I have bottled water, but I also will drink the tap water.
Yeah, I'm just not used to it. When you can smell the water coming at you, Like at a restaurant when they say, "Oh, do you want water?"
I mean, maybe that varies from place to place, but I don't have any problem with the water here.
So we have the city water around here has high concentrations of chlorine, and all I can think of is I'm in a pool where somebody's just taking a piss, and I'm definitely not drinking that glass of water. I just won't do it. I cannot and will not do that. And that's that. So do we know where Chris is, by the way?
No, he said he was traveling, but he didn't give us any more details than that. So it must be a super secret rendezvous or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's Karen White, secret rendezvous.
I know.
Hello.
You know what? My friend whose last name is White, her mom is Karen. And the first time she told me that her mom's name was Karen White, I was like, she's not your superwoman.
That's so fantastic. So do you want to hear? So here's a creepy guy story. So Jess has had some experience, and you probably know she's had some experience with creepy guys.
Yes.
So my daughter has been having has had some creepy or experiences with creepy guys.
Oh, is it a new guy besides the baby theft guy?
This is a new guy. Yeah, this is
Great.
not baby theft guy, but it's not a new guy to her.
Okay.
It's just a creepy thing.
Mm.
It's very fucking weird and creepy thing. And she conveyed this to me. And her and I my daughter and I have a pretty close relationship. So she'll talk about all kinds of shit. Well, when your daughter will tell you, I was wiping and my knuckles hit the water, you probably have a decent relationship and you probably talk about a lot of shit. So
Literally.
yes, figuratively and literally, you got it. She's telling me that a boy, and I say boy, but it was a man. He was in his 30 probably. But 30-year-olds tend to be very boy-like.
Yes.
Fact.
But so the boy, she said, "Oh, so and so, and he showed me his name, and he asked me if he thought he hadn't seen me in a while. He thought we should get together, and yada yada." Shows, and he is the brother of this guy she dated for a few months, and she said, and then he started talking about sexual stuff. And I said, absolutely no way is anything like that going to be happening, yada, yada. And he's just, then he got mad at her, like creeped out. And she figured out that this guy was trying to get back at his brother by trying to date and then say he slept with his ex-girlfriend.
Why are men?
That's not a man. I contend that is, I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that kind of shit. Men don't do that kind of shit.
That's
Boys
true.
do that kind of
There's
shit.
a lot more boys out there, and they tend to be more vocal. Where grown-ass men with manners
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
are quieter and polite and more respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Boys tend to stand out.
Yeah.
They do. They struggle. They fight. They want to be seen and heard.
I don't know if they realize that not only do women talk to each other in terms of the women who know each other, now that there's the internet, women who don't know each other are talking to each other. Like,
Yes.
men who are trash, we know about them. Like, we know about them by face because women are sharing the stories.
Well, I've conveyed a few stories about the Gladys Kravitz website or the town website on Facebook. I probably lots of towns have, somebody is leading a website for the town where they talk about people's business, which is fucking so.
They're
it's
called
so
groups.
distasteful.
Wally.
What's that?
They're called groups. A website is a different thing.
Well, whatever it is, I don't give a shit what it is. It's still disgusting no matter what.
Mm.
It's so petty and so distasteful to be talking about somebody's dog is on my street and blah, blah, blah. It's so like, are you fucking kidding? Do you have anything else to do in your life? Your life is so uninteresting that you have to talk about a red fucking Honda that drove by your house too fast and you want to know who it is? Who the fuck cares? What's the big deal? Go back to making bread. Shut up. It's just, it's just so, it creates such a distaste, it's a bad way to create community, to go around and fucking just try to slap people around, I think.
I mean, I can see how if somebody is flying down the street in a residential neighborhood where children live, yeah, call them the fuck out. I'm not mad about that. If they're doing something that is actually dangerous, if there's just, I didn't recognize this car that's parked in front of my house, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's a different thing.
I think that's a good use, I think, saying, hey, there was a post on there last week I saw on this week that said something about a woman was walking and this car went by her very slowly with out-of-state plates, and then went down about 200 feet, turned around in a driveway and came back by her and stopped right near her. So she walked into somebody's yard. That's a good use, I think.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
But the part that, hey, so-and-so's kid is speeding, you're inviting somebody to come by and smash your mailbox. I mean, you're just inviting someone because they're seeing, look at this, what this rat asshole did. And they're just going to go by and smash your mail, because that's what country folk do, right? They smash your mailbox. They drive by with a baseball bat and they knock your mail. You know how many mailboxes I've replaced? So many.
Well, then maybe you should stop talking about people's business on the neighborhood Facebook page, Wally, and then you wouldn't have to replace your mailbox.
I would never do it. I find it so just, ugh. Speaking of people talking about stuff, Jason Aldean, did you see where now there's a group of people looking in to see if there's hidden messages than whatever that song was, whatever that song.
Hidden messages.
Yeah, hidden messages. There's a group. There's like a research group looking in to see if there's hidden messages in that song that I don't even know the name of the song.
I mean, if they want to keep his song at the top of the chart, that's the way to do it.
But
look into a song with lyrics that are with hidden messages on a song he did not write.
I know.
And you couldn't give more attention to a more mediocre artist that I can think of.
It's not even a good song.
No, it's just a dumb song.
I told his record label when all of this blew up, he put out another song right before that one. And of the two songs that he put out, our listeners liked the other one better. Like, we have metrics. We can tell when people are listening to a song all the way through, or if they skip the song, or if they hit the heart button. They liked the other song better. So that's the song that we supported in our other, around our various country stations, right. Not the one that blew up. But then when the controversy happened, the one that blew up started getting more likes and more finishes and more listens on demand and all of that. That people tells me that they're not liking it because it's a good song. They're not liking it because it's a relatable song. He can't even relate to the song. He's from Macon. Macon is not a small town.
People love a bandwagon, Jess.
Yep.
They love a bandwagon, and if they can run fast enough, they're going to jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they want to support a mediocre country artist who wears girl jeans more often than I do, go. His ass is bedazzled every day.
Let me tell you what now. If I said he wore girl jeans, Jess would be slapping me right now.
I absolutely would not.
He wears girl jeans. I agree 100%.
Wally! I'm just kidding.
So that too, now bring it back. I was in the TJ Maxx. Do you have TJ Maxx down there?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So I was in the TJ Maxx today, and I said, I might want to get a pair of pants. I was talking to Jody. I don't know when this fucking trend happened, pants with like tight things at the bottom so that you can put them over your socks, boy pants. The fuck
they're called joggers.
What the fuck are those?
Are you talking about sweatpants?
No, these weren't sweatpants. These had pockets, and they were sort of made out of a stretchy sort of material, but not sweat material, not cotton, rayon, polyester mix. but they still had the fucking things in the bottom. They're about 3 inches of elastic sort of hug you so you can put your socks over them or them over your socks. What the fuck has happened? When did I fall asleep and wake up? When did I become Rumpelstiltskin and suddenly jeans are no longer it? You got to have some sort of cuff holder at the bottom of your pants.
But I bet even those had pockets that you could actually put your whole hand into.
Oh yeah, these had pockets. These pants had pockets in them.
I realized that I now have to check the jeans that I buy to see if the pockets are real pockets or just for show that it looks like there's pockets, or they're pockets that are only deep enough that you can only get to the first knuckle when you try to put your hands in them.
What's the point of that?
I don't fucking know. Ask the men who are designing women's jeans.
Well, I don't design women's jeans. I don't know. I have no idea, but clothes have gotten wacky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what's going on. Now, and I understand I'm getting older. But a pair of Levi's is a pair of Levi's, goddammit.
Well,
Or
maybe you should go to the
Wranglers,
Levi's store.
Actually, when I was a kid, I used to wear rustlers because we didn't have money for Levi's, so we wore rustlers.
I think I had to wear rustlers too. My dad wouldn't buy me girl jeans because they cost more, and boy jeans were tougher because they were made for boys, and so he thought they would last longer, so he would make me wear boy jeans.
Rustlers, I think we used to buy those at Zayre's or Ames, stores that no longer exist. I don't know. Where are you from?
I currently live in Maryland, Southern Maryland. I was born in Boston and adopted as a baby. Yeah, I know. I knew we had that in common.
Hey, I was adopted too.
Yeah, I knew we had that in common.
Yes, have you been talking out of school? Be giving away all my secrets.
She listens to
I
the
listen
podcast.
to the podcast.
Ah.
I'm probably not going to listen to this particular episode, but I'll listen to the rest of them.
Oh, you will. You'll listen. It'll be good.
But yeah, so I was adopted in Boston as a baby. My dad was, they already had adopted. My brother's 3 years older than me, but he's 100% Japanese. He was also adopted when my dad was stationed in Okinawa. So when he got moved to Fort Devens in Boston, which doesn't exist anymore, I don't think, they adopted.
It does. Yeah, I don't think Fort Devens exists anymore either. Yeah, I don't think it does either.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
So did you live in the city proper?
So I was trying. No, they lived in, I can't remember where. Is Air, Massachusetts, a place?
Oh, Air. I know Air.
We
That's
lived
far
in
from Gardner.
We lived in Air, but because he was still in the Army, he did the GI Bill. So then he went, they're from the Midwest, my parents. So we went back to Iowa where he did his undergraduate work, and then he did his graduate work at Indiana.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the Iowa thing.
Well, no, I kind of enjoyed my time in Iowa.
Well, that's great. Iowa is probably for Iowa. Davenport is sort of for me like Memphis. Oh, it's a fucking disgusting city, I think.
So no, we lived in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, I don't know Cedar Rapids.
My family still owns a farm somewhere outside in Iowa. We still have a family farm out there. None of our family, they've rented it for years. And none of our family runs it. And as the elders have died off, it now belongs to my dad and like 2 of his cousins.
You know what's awesome? We can see each other. There's a microphone involved. Not even a radio person. Or they said there's a computer involved. Sound good, no breaking up. Got to convince Chris, listen, that damn cell phone service of yours has got to go.
You know, I thought when Jess sent me the text last night and asked me if I wanted to do this. Now, I give her credit. She waited to the last minute and she probably knew I was drinking. So, Jess. But when I was thinking about it, it's like, should I just get in my car and drive around areas that I know won't have service and then end up at Wendy's drive-thru? I was like, you know what? I'll sit at home
A
And I'll
true
try
fill-in.
and be professional.
Well. Isn't this a turn of the coin? Oh, little thumb screw action there. Good for you. Good for you. No, I like the idea of being able to see everybody.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I don't know what.
it's
Chris
nice.
never has his camera on. We don't know why. Maybe next week we need to ask him.
Well, I'm sort of glad he doesn't have his camera on because I get a feeling that since he's driving and moving around, I think I'd be seasick, I'd get motion sickness like 20 minutes into it. I'd be like, I'd feel like I was on a whale watch. Have you been on a whale watch?
I have years ago.
I was going to say, I think a really long time ago. Yeah.
The first whale watch I went, I was so sick. Just the bowl, and before we saw any whales, I saw the toilet. I let loose with what I had. Good. So, Jess, you haven't? Did you shop today?
I did.
This is a weekly update. Where did you go? Did you go to the Kroger?
I went to the Kroger, which, by the way, I know we've talked about how the grocery stores are playing like music from our so day.
Good.
It is great.
Today, I heard Beyonce and Janet Jackson at the Kroger. Not elevator versions of it, full on the actual version that you know and can sing along to in the Kroger.
When I was in the Hannaford the other day, I heard KWS. Please don't go.
Oh, wow.
I was like, holy shit. And George, they have I think they have different, because the other day I heard George Clinton. Like, I heard, what's his face? Can't touch this guy. I heard him.
Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer. Heard the Hammer.
I wish I could describe how we were supposed to know that was MC Hammer.
You know that
he followed up because I didn't know what that was.
Well, now that he said it's MC Hammer, I know he was trying to emulate the dance that he did in the video
dance
where he's back and forth.
Yeah, I agree. The music in the grocery is fucking fabulous.
Yeah.
Most times until they start playing classic rock, then they lose me.
I didn't hear any classic rock. I was just hearing some good R&B and pop.
Nice. So no events, no.
No, because I went early. I went about an hour and a half earlier than when I run into that guy.
It's so it's so mysterious to me. Why? It's a mystery to me why guys are so creepy.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
bad for all of us. Listen, I'm a guy,
but
I don't want people looking at me like I'm the next creep coming around the corner next to pasta.
I had it in my head, though, that if I saw him today, if he approached me, I was going to say, please stop approaching me. We are not friends. I don't know you. Maybe that would be dangerous. Maybe that will make him wait to murder me in the parking lot. I don't know.
It's making my knees weak just hearing you say that.
But really, stop talking to me. I don't know you. We're not friends.
Yeah, it feels ugly. The guy just feels, I don't know. I don't understand this whole creep thing. I just don't. But it's not unusual, and it's happening. Guys of all ages seem to be creepy.
Yeah.
And it puts guys who aren't creepy. Maybe I am creepy. I don't know. But I try not to be creepy. Like, I don't generally talk to people in conversational mode. I may make a joke or what I think might be a funny when I'm shopping for some reason, but I don't approach people. I don't really make lots of conversation.
I'm just thinking about that story you told when the woman was like, "There's your Pop-Tarts," and you were like, "No, those are my Pop-Tarts."
Oh. Now, so I will do those kinds of things, but also that guy was old. People do that all the time, by the way, in the store, or quite often in the store. Oh, there's your this.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are you talking about? There's your this. That fucking says Heinz. And I'm betting your name ain't Heinz or French's or fucking Vlasic or anything else. Or
You know my
Wonder.
name's not Vlasic.
Oh, people do that all. There's your this, there's your that.
Mm-hmm.
There's it. I guess marketing has worked great because people really take ownership. They believe it's theirs. It's mine.
I mean, I guess if there's two people in a house and only one of them eats the Vlasic, then that would be me going, there's your pickles.
Right.
Right. There's your Vlad.
Because I'm not going to have anything to do with them. So they're not for me.
You don't like the pickles?
Oh, she hates the pickles.
How come you hate all the pickles?
All the pickles.
All the pickles.
There are no. I know you don't like the pickles on the hamburg.
I don't believe pickles should legally be allowed to touch any other food.
Yeah, but you don't like you won't even. Oh God, I can't even say it.
You were just going to say I won't take the pickle, weren't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say you won't even take the pickle.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Jess won't take she don't put the pickle in her mouth.
Nope.
She won't fondle or handle the pickle.
Nope.
She won't reach for the pickle.
I will not touch your pickle in any way.
And whether it's the smaller pickle or the larger pickle.
Makes no difference to me.
Or the unpickled pickle.
Size doesn't matter.
What about the unpickled pickle?
I do enjoy a cucumber.
You do, yeah. So I like cucumbers. I cannot eat cucumbers late at night, but I really do like a cucumber sandwich. What goes
on a cucumber sandwich?
Yeah, well, there has to be something
it's like
else.
a tomato sandwich. It's just cucumbers.
Oh.
It's the same thing. Some mayonnaise and salt and pepper.
Oh,
Little
okay.
white, little gushy white bread. Oh, it's tasty. It is. If you like a tomato sandwich, you probably like a cucumber sandwich.
I like cucumbers on sandwiches, so yeah.
Yeah, see? I do too. Some lettuce, cucumber, a little ham, some cheese, mayo.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Mm-hmm.
sandwich. I am a fan of the sandwich.
Yeah.
I will put almost anything on a sandwich.
The Dagwood over here.
Oh, I like a sandwich. It can be plain. It can be not all accoutrement. There doesn't have to be a lot of accoutrement. It can just see me in the foreign language.
Wally's all French now.
I can have anything, and I'm also a fan of the mustard. I am afraid to eat. I don't know that I'm afraid to, but I am. I'm not afraid to try most foods. Mustard and tomatoes scares me. Have you ever had tomato with mustard on it?
I mean, I've had a sandwich with both tomatoes and mustard. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a little bit afraid of tomato. To me, tomatoes goes with mayonnaise, sometimes ketchup, never mustard. But I think I'm going to try the mustard and tomato.
Okay.
I think I might, really take a big leap here, a leap of faith, and try mustard and tomato. It's not a thing that it's one of those things I think it doesn't go together. It's not like peanut butter and chocolate.
This just really feels like something you've been putting a lot of thought into. Like you're
I
having
have.
to gear yourself up for this.
No, I really have. I made a sandwich today, ham, and today we bought yellow American cheese. We never buy yellow American cheese.
I don't think I've had yellow American cheese in years.
Yeah, we just don't buy it, and it's no different than the regular cheese. It's got a little dye in it, right? It's just cheese. And I contemplated. I said, maybe today's the day I'm going to try mustard with the tomato I put on here.
So you've never had a hamburger with cheese and a tomato and mustard?
No, I do like hamburgers with mustard and not ketchup, but not tomato. I will put the tomato on the side with salt and pepper.
So you put it on your hamburger and
yeah. I'm afraid that it will ruin. So I'm a connoisseur of the tomato, particularly the heirloom tomato, and I don't want to ruin it with mustard. So maybe I'll get just a shitty hothouse tomato and throw mustard on it and see how it tastes. And I'll use a good mustard. I won't use like yellow mustard. I'll use.
I mean,
a
are
good
you
one.
just going to have the tomato and the mustard, or are you going to make like a?
No, I'll make a sandwich.
Okay. But not a
I'm
tomato
looking-
sandwich. Like there'll be other stuff on it besides the tomato and mustard.
Yeah, probably some. Well, see, so mustard is more of for me, a salami. So probably salami and mustard. Ham. I like mayonnaise with ham.
Mickey, I would just like to recognize the absurdity of Wally's food rules in light of the fact that everybody gives me so much shit about the one food I don't like.
It's not a rule. It's really not a rule. Just the mustard without tomato is the only, and it's not even a rule.
No,
It's
I
more
mean,
of a fear.
you can't have mustard unless there's salami. Like, there's so many.
The pairing. I'm talking about the pair. So mustard, I think, pairs better with salami.
But which
Then it
kind
does say
of
with
mustard? Is
turkey.
that just a blanket mustard rule, or is that specific to yellow mustard or spicy brown mustard or Dijon mustard?
Oh, I do like some spicy brown mustard. I like some horseradish mustard. I like the mustard group. I like the mustard. I like the poupons. I like the mustards. I do. We have so many jars of mustard that are like this big, that are about 2 inches tall. Because if there's a new mustard, so my wife's favorite ice cream is any ice cream that says new. Any ice cream that says new, she's up for it. I'm that way with mustard. If there's a new flavor, a flavor I haven't experienced, I want to experience it. So when at the fair, when the town fair comes, the county fairs come, you want to see me coming, because there's all those local food vendors that are there. And there's invariably 3 different mustard ones. There's usually, 2 hot sauce tents, a couple of mustard tents, and somebody's got some fucking wackadoodle jelly tent. Those are the common themes at the food vendor sales tents at a fair. There's other stuff too, but there's always the mustard tent that's got, here, they've got little pretzels. You dip them in, you try it, or a piece of bread. But you want to see me coming, because if I'm coming, I'm buying 3. If you've got 3 for $10, I'm buying 6. I'm trying every fucking mustard you got. You want to see me coming. My daughter, if it's hot sauce, I'm trying them all.
So I'm with your daughter. I have probably 20 bottles of hot sauce in my fridge and pantry.
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of hot sauce, and she
I'm
likes
a hot
the
sauce. Yeah.
Can we talk about hot chicken?
I do like hot chicken, Jess.
So every year, I have
here we
to I
go.
have to tell the story. You kind of walked right into it, Mickey.
I didn't start this conversation.
No, it's ultimately everything's Wally's fault. So every year, as you know, Wally, I have participated in the Rock and Roll Nashville marathon, half marathon, whatever,
Yes.
with my team. And Mickey and I met through my friend and teammate Vicky, who they go back forever. And so every year on the day after the race, we have we get together and do a thing. And Mickey said one year, a few years ago, she said, I would really like to try Nashville hot chicken. And I said, we can make that happen. We'll plan for dinner on Sunday of race weekend. And I will take you to the original Nashville hot chicken place, the place that started Nashville hot chicken, which is Prince's. And Prince's started this hot chicken because the owner's girlfriend got mad because she thought he was cheating. And so she put a whole bunch of crazy spices on the chicken to burn him up.
Vindictive girls.
Yep. So I was like, okay, well, we will go to Prince's. And so on Sunday morning, what usually happens is we check out of the hotel that we all stay in for race weekend. I drop them off at the hotel they're staying in Sunday night, and then I go home and take care of the dogs. I drop them off at their hotel, and Mickey sees Hattie B's hot chicken across the street from the hotel. And she says, oh, there's hot chicken right there. And I was like, that's tourist hot chicken. That is not the right hot chicken. We do not want Hattie B's. Don't go there. You're going to wait in a really long line, and that's not the right stuff. So I drop off Mickey and Vicky, and another person was with you guys. And then another friend, Debbie, decided to come with me to go to my house and see my dog. While we're at my house, Mickey says, I saw Princess was closed on Sundays and I panicked, and so we're at Hattie B's.
It's true story.
We were supposed to go back and get them and go to dinner, get hot chicken for dinner. But now we can't do that because Mickey's already had hot chicken.
I never said I wouldn't have hot chicken twice.
She panicked. She was in a state of panic. She panicked over the hot chicken.
In my defense, I don't really have one, but in my defense, we were leaving Monday. I had a small window. My hot chicken window was closing.
Yeah, and there are not 78 different kinds of hot chicken that you could get in Nashville that are not tourist hot chicken.
But now I've tried a lot of the hot chicken.
But have you tried the original hot chicken?
I have had Princess.
Mm-hmm.
And?
Delicious. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
So my assumption is it's hot.
It is.
It is.
And by the way, we now call her
tears in your eyes.
Hattie B.
Is it tears in your eye hot?
I mean, there's different. She froze up.
What happened to Chris? I mean, Mickey.
She got mad because I brought up the Hattie B story.
Yeah, I think she's upset. Poor connection.
Oh, come back, Mickey. Well, it's just like we have Chris here. There's different levels of heat with hot chicken.
Now what happened?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe she left and she's coming back.
Maybe. I don't know if I need to invite her back. Let me see.
Turn off video.
It's just like when Chris is here.
It is. It's very similar.
We don't miss him at all. And by the way, he's going to be sad that he missed you saying...
Wait. I must defend Chris. Of course we miss Chris.
Of course we do. And he's going to be sad that he missed you saying, I like all the poupons.
So am I Chris all of a sudden?
Yeah, you were suddenly Chris.
That's exactly what we were saying.
I don't know what happened. My computer's still on. It just, the messenger crashed.
Yeah, you froze up and then you disappeared.
Chris, because we can't see you, and it's all shaky, and now it's turned around.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can see.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're going There we go. We got you.
Stabilized.
Plug in my phone.
Okay.
I don't know why my computer said no more.
You stabilized.
It's still working. Okay.
It probably was listening to the show and the AI said enough of that shit.
Probably.
They
said, we've heard this story enough.
Enough of this fucking hot chicken and mustard talk. Talk about something.
Hot chicken is delicious.
I have never had hot chicken. But is it hot?
Well, you can't
burn your nose?
You can't get it anywhere else. No. And you can't get it. If it says Nashville hot chicken and you're at the KFC, like Chris is a lot, don't get the Nashville hot chicken. It's not Nashville hot chicken. It's like getting blue crabs or a crab cake and you're not in Southern Maryland.
Right.
You just can't do it.
Is it like eating a lobster, but you're not in Maine?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's like eating pizza when you're not in New York.
Exactly like that.
You know what, though? There are places in the Faneuil Hall Marketplace, underground pizza joints that are so fucking good.
Yes, there are. And there's some great pizza in the North End.
Yeah, there absolutely is. I'm going to defend that. There's a place in Boston, and it's a hole in the wall, but it's under. You have to go down the stairs. It's under the ground. It's under the sidewalk, and it's tiny. It's a small, it's like maybe the size of this room, but their pizza. Oh, the fucking pie! The pie slices are as big as your head, and they're greasy and they drip and they're fabulous. And the beer is cold. It's a fabulous place to get pizza. But yeah, you're right. It's like New York, and it's like I don't know, bagel. It's like New York bagels for sure.
Yeah.
A New York
Yes.
bagel.
Yeah.
Is you can't get that anywhere else.
No.
Exactly.
No, the bagels that you can get in Tennessee, they're just sad. They're just round
And as
bread.
bagels, they know it. They're
They're-
walking around as a bagel. I'm a sad little bagel.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
not a
just
bagel at
they're
all.
just round bread. They're not proper bagels.
Yeah. Good bagels absolutely come from New York because I like a bagel, and we've had a couple places here that try to do the bagel thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrible at it.
Mm-hmm.
Same here.
They're just really terrible at making a good bagel, because that bagel, it should be sort of a little crisp on the outside, but so chewy
Mm-hmm.
and just texture, and they never get it right.
Mm-mm.
And they can
I
all
think it's
say
the
they got
water.
a bagel.
I don't know. So I
It
don't know
probably is
anything
the
about
water.
anything, but I have heard before that there's something in the water that makes the bread better in New York than in other places.
It's all the
And
That could be.
chemicals they do. It's all the chemicals in the water.
maybe
It
it
might
is.
be.
But because I used to wonder why I could never get a decent sub anywhere outside of New York, because how hard is it to put some turkey and some cheese and lettuce and tomatoes and mayo on a sub roll
Mustard and some mustard.
and
Jess?
some mustard? Yep.
All right, y'all.
Maybe some cucumbers. To put it on a sub roll, but it would never taste the same as what I could get back home. And then one day in Maryland, I was in Frederick, Maryland. There's a little gas station that has like a deli inside. And I had gotten a sub there sort of out of desperation. Like I was starving and I was there. And I was like, all right, let me get this sandwich here. And it was really good. And it reminded me of back home. And so the next time I went there, I was like, how are they making these sandwiches that taste as good as back home? And I was waiting for somebody to come to the deli counter to take my order. And I looked over and I saw a package with the sub rolls in it. It was made in Utica, New York.
Oh, wow.
Oh, see? Yeah. So the bread is the key to a sub for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And so the only, like, look, I know that my grandkids like Subway and my son likes Subway is about the worst sub bread you could ever get.
Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo's, which is a sub shop. I think it's pretty much a New England sort of sub shop.
I don't know it.
They have the right bread.
Mm.
It's all about the fucking bread.
It is.
It absolutely, if you got to have, I like a crusty bread, and when you bite into it, you got to pull your head back to get the bite, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can bite into it, but it ain't coming off. You're not going to be able to gnaw it off with your teeth. You have to pull your head back and pull the sandwich forward to get the bite off. The bread has to be fantastic.
I will say Publix here makes good subs.
Yeah, Harris. When we were in Virginia, Harris Teeter made a good po' boy.
Mm.
The bread was always about the bread. The bread was fantastic. I love good bread. And you know what else? My midsection loves good bread. it loves good bread and good pasta.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely does. And we're having meatball subs for dinner today,
Nice.
and we have some good bread. And when the bread costs more than the meatballs and sauce and onions and peppers combined, it's
That's
going to
good
be a
bread.
good sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good sandwich, and that's what you have to do.
Yep.
You have to get ye good bread. I love that you're from New England.
I love it too.
Yeah.
I got married during COVID. Danny and I met in 2012. It was he'd just come out of a marriage, and I came out of a marriage 25 years ago. Never wanted to get married again. And the night that we met, I was watching the streamer on a bar, and it was ESPN streamer. He asked me what I was looking for, and I said my baseball scores, and he got all excited. He goes, "Who's your team?" And I said, "Boston." And he goes, "Oh shit, he's an O's fan." But we have a huge rivalry. Obviously, he's enjoying this season a little bit more than I am. But
Oh yeah.
but
I
yeah,
think the Sox got eliminated today from the playoffs.
I don't talk about the losses.
Yeah, well, they were eliminated today.
Well, I don't talk about that, Wally. Luckily for me, I don't care how good the O's appear to be doing. They always blow it. So I don't expect anything out of them. They always blow it and disappoint their whole team. And their whole fan base. So it'll be fun. But we have this huge rivalry. In 2014, we went to Boston, and I hadn't been back to Boston as an adult. And because the O's were actually playing the Red Sox in Fenway 4th of July weekend. So we tried to go in early enough to see the fireworks, but you guys had a horrible storm and it pushed everything back. So we flew out a day later, and I planned this whole thing. We had a great trip. We did the walking tour. We did all the drinking. We did the Sam Adams tour. We did all kinds of things.
Did all the drinking.
Hung out in the North End a few times, ended up in a couple sketchy bars. Danny says that he doesn't like any of the sports teams in Boston, but he absolutely loves that city and that he would go back anytime to visit. He had a great time.
It's a great city.
So, I love showing people my hometown.
It's a great city. Boston it's a fun city. It's a relatively safe city for a city.
Well, I know it's a city. I was still really saddened to see how many homeless young people there were.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, it looked as if it was drug related.
Yeah,
I know it's very expensive to live there. So if you have hopes of going to Boston and making it I have no idea. It's very expensive to live there.
So there you go. There's the thing right there. What do you go to Boston to do? To become? Like if you want to become a country singer, you go to Nashville. You want to become an actor, you go to New York or LA.
I just couldn't figure out. It's like, were they all Berkeley school dropouts? What do
you go to Boston to do? It's not a destination city for some sort of career. I don't think. Well, maybe Boston is a city you go to if you're smart. If you're smart and you want to be in science or engineering,
go to Harvard.
You go to Harvard. You go to MIT. You go to Boston. If you want to be in the medical profession, you got a ton of medical schools. You got Tufts University. You got some great colleges. But yeah, people don't generally go to Boston to become anything.
No, but there was there was just very sad how many young. I mean, they couldn't have been any more than 23, all the young people we saw, just the homeless.
I wonder why that is, because I see the same trend here in Maine. I wonder why that is. What is going on with young people that they find themselves in these positions?
Shit's expensive and jobs are not paying. I'm assuming even especially entry-level jobs at this point are not paying enough to match at least around here, jobs are not paying enough to match the cost of things, the cost of living places. Like, a 2-bedroom apartment here is going for like, I don't know, $2,000, $2,200 a month. When I moved here 10 years ago, I had a 2-bedroom, the house I just sold, I was renting it and I was paying $875 a month for a 2-bedroom townhouse with a fenced in backyard and its own driveway.
What a deal.
$875 a month.
When I lived in Virginia, we had a 2-bedroom house. I don't know, 10 acres. I think it was, and we had trouble, but it was $325 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then when we lived in New York, when we lived up near Utica, we had a 3-bedroom house, again, 10 acres or so. That was $825 a month. And now, you're right. You couldn't live in that house for less than $2,500.
When I moved to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, I rented a house that was $750 a month, and it was so far outside my budget that I got myself into like huge credit card debt trying to keep up. And that was at $750 a month. I just think like that, I think that gap between what people are getting paid and what it costs to live places is so much bigger now that's maybe why there's so many homeless people.
I don't live in a big city. I actually live in a pretty rural part of Calvert. I'm about maybe 40 minutes out south of DC. It is so expensive down here. One of Danny's boys still lives with us. And he's 31, makes decent money, but a 2-bedroom apartment here is $2,000
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
in the
for sure.
suburbs of DC. So it's expensive as a single person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So that's there's all the. I think there's this confluence of things coming together. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming together. One, people want to be single longer, so that puts you at a disadvantage when it comes to housing, because you have nobody to share any of the expenses with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be single. The price has gone up. The pay has gone down. The availability of jobs that pay better in cities, not great. The housing outside of the city where people want to flock to, bedroom communities, is extremely expensive because they want to be in a safer environment.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Right.
all these things coming together to make it difficult. I think a lot of it is, though, this tendency for people to want to be single longer, in their youth part of their life, that it's tough, I think, to be single at 25 or 26 or 27.
Yeah.
And because at that point, you want to be single, you want to be independent, but you're also saying, I'd like to have a house and a decent place to live.
Yeah.
That adult thing that starts kicking in, right? I want some of the benefits of being an adult now. I want a decent house, and I want a decent car, and I want to, I want to be able to, go out Friday, Saturday. I want to be able to do these adult things that I always thought I could, but the fucking cost of it is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Hey, even here, Jody said to me yesterday, hey, you want to go out to eat? And I said, no, it's too expensive. Let's stay home. Because it is too fucking, it's too expensive for mediocre food.
And
I do not want to pay for mediocre food.
Right now, the price of everything is going up. I mean, I called my insurance and I was like, why did my car insurance premium go up? I haven't gotten tickets. I haven't gotten in any accidents. She said, because everything is more expensive. It costs more to pay to fix your car if something goes wrong. And then I started thinking, well, are they going to lower it when this inflation goes
They
down?
never.
Of course they're not.
No.
Of course
Nothing ever goes down.
But everything is more expensive now. Like I just spent $135 on 1 week's worth of groceries for just me. And I'm not buying like crazy expensive stuff. I'm not buying large. I had 4 bags. I had 4 bags.
I'm surprised you had 4 bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of am too. Because if you buy,
I use coupons. I buy things on sale. Like I do everything I can to save money, and I just spent $135.
So here's something that people should do is, so when you go to like Costco, it's impossible for somebody who's single to really to get advantage of shopping at a Costco, because you got to buy a tub of something.
Yeah. So it has to be something that isn't going to go bad fast. That's what I have. Sam's Club is closer to me than Costco, so I go there, but
or Sam's
same
Club.
thing. Like I have to have the place to store it, but also it can't be perishable because I'll never get through it.
Well, what I think, so what I think you need to do, Jess, is you need to create a group, like a group of people who shop together and say, oh, we need pasta this week, or I want pasta this month. So you can buy that fucking 22 boxes of pasta and divvy them up, I think that's what people should do or could do to make that more advantageous. Because we were looking today, I bought a fucking box of cereal today. Even about so I like Raisin Bran. Well, I like Raisin Bran. I went to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I like Raisin Bran, and they have the regular box, and I look at cost per ounce.
Mm-hmm.
So the regular box was 27.4 cents an ounce. And it's an 18 or 12 ounce box. And then the mega box, it is called mega. The mega size box is 17.4 cents an ounce. It's 10 cents less an ounce. So we bought the mega box.
Of course.
Because it makes sense to buy the mega. Now, we have, I've got grandkids here and 2 adult kids who live here where we live. And I don't want to say where my son lives because I got chastised last time. I said, you already know. So he lives in the guest house. Right, with his 2 kids.
In the guest house money bags? Yeah. Okay.
Right. That's it. And so, but I've always shopped that. I've always shopped. I'm a frugal shopper.
I do the same thing, but also I have a box of cereal going stale in my cabinet because I don't eat cereal every day.
Right.
Yeah, neither do I.
I only eat it when I feel like it, which means I have a bowl of cereal. And then 3 months later, I'm like, well, I guess I can throw the rest of this out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, we don't throw away too much cereal because I will eat cereal for dinner sometimes.
Same, but I have to be in the mood for it. So
yeah, okay, I'm with you there. You do have to be in the mood for it. But I can eat Raisin Bran almost any time of day, and I usually add more raisins. Give me the 2 scoops of raisins. Not enough, because here's the thing: are they put 2 scoops in the 12-ounce box? Are they only putting 2 ounces in the mega box? 2 scoops in the mega box too? Not a lot of raisins if they're only putting 2 scoops in the mega size box.
Do you want me to email Kellogg's and ask them?
Yeah. They need to up that to 5 scoops.
Okay.
You can't put just 2 scoops in the mega giant box.
What if they're mega giant scoops?
I'll tell you what, Wally. I will email Kellogg's and say, I don't eat Raisin Bran. Can you give all of my raisins to Wally, please?
Oh, and they'll just send you the bran flakes. That's a good idea.
That would be great because I will never.
You don't like the raisins?
I don't like the bran either. There's nothing enticing about a bowl of raisins.
Oh, so
and bran
good.
Flakes.
Oh,
I mean, I'm old, but I'm not eating Raisin Bran old.
And so when I was in the store today, here's another cereal that I like they don't make anymore. Product 19. Do you remember that cereal?
I remember that.
I remember the name of it, but I don't remember what. Is it one of those old people brand cereals?
No, it's not brand at all. It was just high in vitamins and minerals. Oh. It was just a flake.
I think it was similar to like Special K without any of the strawberries and stuff they put in it, right?
Oh.
Did it look like
there was no
K
shit
flakes?
in it at all. It was more like a Wheatie, more like Wheaties, but fortified. It was fortified.
Which means, what does that even really mean? Like when they say there's all these vitamins in there, what they don't tell you is that there's not enough of any vitamin for it to do you any good. So if you pay $8 for that box of cereal.
Although, speaking of vitamins, I was reading about cucumbers, and I read that cucumbers have almost all the vitamins that you need for a day in a cucumber.
Really?
Really?
The cucumbers are loaded, particularly with vitamin B. Particularly with vitamin B, the cucumbers are good at giving you energy because they're full of the riboflavin, and if you can remember the name of the B vitamins, niacin, riboflavin, and another one. Yeah, you have to go back to 8th grade, I think, for that information. No idea. You have to remember that series when you're in school. Oh,
does it then transfer to pickles?
Oh yeah,
just
for
the
sure.
Cucumber.
It must, but I think it would only transfer to pickles that are cold pickles, not the cooked ones, because because most pickles they heat up and cook, right? There's only a couple kinds of pickles that you brine in salt and half sours. Half sours you brine in salt. You don't heat up or cook, but the other pickles you cook, and then if you make them from home, like sweet pickles, bread and butter pickles, you heat. So here's something that I wanted to mention. I read, Jess.
I've never accused you of not reading. What is that?
No, I read about somebody was commenting about food delivery services and how it costs so much to get stuff delivered. Remember when all you could ever get delivered was pizza and Chinese food? Mm-hmm. Well, that's such fucking bullshit. When I was a kid, the local dairy delivered our milk, our eggs, our cheese.
Yeah, but that's not a whole cooked meal.
No, but they were talking about like getting the grocery store delivering. The
Oh.
local grocery store delivered to us. Everybody
Really?
delivered back in the day.
We didn't have that.
I remember, I'm
Me
60.
either.
So
You're not that much older than us.
in the 60s and 70s, all those places delivered because they were local groceries,
Well, we were alive in the
Local grocers.
70s.
not national. Yeah, but maybe you were less aware. Maybe you were 8 and didn't know, and I was, 10
Maybe.
years older.
But
and didn't
I know that my parents went to the grocery store and bought the groceries and brought them home.
Oh yeah, you could go to the
Same.
grocery store. But so when I was living in Worcester, because I grew up in Worcester for a few years, and there was a local, the local grocer, or the local. It was a small little grocery store. It wasn't the A&P, because that's the only one I even remember back then as a national chain store was the A&P. Then Stop and Shop came and blah blah blah. But they delivered, and they would deliver all kinds of stuff. Or you could call them. And I used to go down as a kid and pick up the groceries. So sort of like, Hannaford to go or whatever. I would go down and they would give you everything.
Was that a holdover from the 50s and 60s, I wonder? Because like you see that on those old shows where there's the grocer that, brings the stuff and they leave the milk outside your door.
No, I don't think so. I think it was more of a city thing and a small community kind of thing when you had community grocers. And because when I would go down to that grocer, there was a butcher shop inside, and they would cut it right in front of you. It was sort of like the Brady Bunch.
Sam
But
the
the
Butcher.
Brady Bunch was the 70s. It was the 70s, and they did do that.
Brady
Sam the
Bunch, I
Butcher.
think, was actually the 60s.
You think it was the 60s?
Pretty sure it was. I think I was watching it in reruns in the 70s.
Be quiet. I think it was only on for a few years.
In the 60s.
We better use the Google. I'm going to use the Google. You ladies talk amongst yourself.
Are you going to look it up? Okay.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
I'm looking up the Brady Bunch.
I'm just happy Wally knows how to use the Google.
I know how to use the Google. Be quiet. 69 to 74.
So we were both right.
Yeah, we're both right there.
I was watching it in reruns though, because I was born in 72. So in 74,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
not
for
yet
sure
old
you
enough
were.
to know what the hell that was.
72. See, I was 10 years old.
I know.
I was 9. No, we did. We got shit. We got used to get shit delivered all the time. And also, as an 8-year-old, I could go down to the local, the little, for lack of a better term, bodega. I could go down there and you could get an 8-year-old could walk back home with alcohol, cigarettes,
I used to walk to the gas station down the road to buy my mom cigarettes.
Oh yeah, for sure. But on the call-in grocer, they'd give the 8-year-old, oh yeah, here's your 6-pack of beer, here's your 5th of gin or whatever. Now, they'd put somebody in jail for doing that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's good or bad, but
Now they're carding us when we're trying to buy
Yeah.
alcohol.
and it's so cute. I just find that look at me. I'm fucking limping. I got a bad leg.
Right. They've got a 15-year-old serving you your meal going, can I see your
Right.
ID for that margarita?
I don't have anything on my head that resembles any other color than white. And I look old. I talk old. I walk old. I'm probably old enough to have the margarita, the giant strawberry margarita.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably old enough for that. No, I guess what I was trying to get to is that younger folks, I'm using the word folks, I think they have absolutely no idea that there was a life before they arrived, that there was all kinds of shit going on in this world before their deliveries and this and that. And life existed before 20 years ago when they got here. There was all kinds of shit going on. There was musicians and there was music and there was art. And it's, do you have children, Mickey? Do you have children? Oh yeah, you do. You said you have.
Yeah, I have a 29-year-old, a 30-year-old, and my granddaughter just turned 1 in May.
So this then with children, that when they're like 7 or 8 and they discover comedy, they discover jokes, they will tell you a joke that you heard 30 years before that they think they just invented, that it just came up, and you have to laugh. And I think that's what I think now 25-year-olds are like that. That they think that we've just discovered this thing. No, you fucking haven't.
Well, I think it's going to get worse with the generation behind the 25-year-olds, because the 25 to 30-year-olds actually do kind of remember life before cell phones and internet were so fast. The kids that are born now through 18 years old do not know that world.
No.
Everything was instantaneous and still is for them.
Yeah.
So the 25 to 30-year-olds, while they are annoying in their own way, are not as bad as the generation that's going to come up behind.
I don't find them annoying.
There's a video of, it was like somebody put a rotary phone in front of their child and asked them to figure out what to do with it. Could not, looked at it from every angle, could not figure out what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's the part right there. Like, how do you not have an appreciation? Now, I know that people say, oh, well, I wasn't alive then.
Oh.
I fucking wasn't alive when they fucking invented the Victrola or the steam engine, but I fucking know what it is. And I've been to a museum. I've seen some of this shit. I've watched some movies. I've read some shit. It's the lack of appreciation for anything that has come before them. It's not the speed and all that. And I know they're like, oh, I gotta wait forever. Look how long it's. Yeah, fucking. We say this often. Get a 1200 baud rate and. Yeah, remember that time.
My computer was taking some time today to open up the screen to call you guys, and I was like, what is this, 1997?
I was doing that driving up the driveway. I was trying to open my fucking garage. And if I can't get an internet connection, and in my driveway I cannot get an internet connection, I can't open the garage door because I open it via the phone because it needs that internet connection.
Can't you get like a universal garage door opener that doesn't need the internet?
No, this is how they don't give you. I just had new garage openers put in. You don't get anything. They tell you what the app is. Here's what the app is.
My garage door opener or my garage door opener is probably older. I don't think it has Wi-Fi connected to it.
No, we got ours last year.
But the people who sold me the house left me a brand new in package universal garage door opener.
That's what I used to have.
You can't program a universal garage door opener to go with.
As far as I know, there has nothing on my garage thing that says anything about a remote. That's what we used to have. I used to be able to reach up because it used to be universally programmed in my car. I had 3 buttons in my car home thing.
Yeah.
Boom, and open it. And then I also had the emergency this. This has none of that.
What do you have on the inside of your garage? Do you have a button on the wall that opens?
Yeah, there is a button on the wall. That
button is also connected to the internet?
No, that button has a wire straight to the thing. It's just wired to the,
And I think you would be able to get a universal and just whatever frequency you'd have to just sync it up to, you should be able to.
When they came and put it in, the professional company came and put it in. I said, "Where's the remotes?" They said, "Oh no. Here's where you get the app. Download the app."
I hate that. I know somebody somewhere thought that was going to be progress, but the internet goes out.
Maybe you can get a thing. I don't know, but when they installed
I'm going to need you before we talk again. I'm going to need you to get up on a ladder and examine your garage door opener and figure out if you can put a universal remote on it.
I would think
it doesn't have
got
the little,
to be able to use a remote.
So we have a 3-bay garage. So 2 of them are brand new openers, and those are on the phone. And then the third one we can still open with the old universal remote because it's a different door altogether. It's not a different door. It's a different opener altogether. But yeah, I don't see any of this stuff. The accoutrement. Let me get French again. Because that one that takes the universal remote, it has a little button on it, the learning button, right? Yeah. So you can teach the thing, and the little I see none of that on there. Maybe there's. I will check because I do not like sitting in my driveway talking to my phone saying, "Fuck, fuck? Open the fucking door.
Yeah, that would piss me off, and I would replace the whole thing.
I do.
Well, Wally, that's why you can't afford to go out to dinner. You got all extra with your garage door opener. You should have just gone basic. You need just a remote.
I don't know that there is I think that's the basic now. Unless you go to the Home Depot and buy your own and try to put it in. But that's not a job that I want
they have to make them accessible to people who don't get internet where they live.
You would think so.
And there's tons of elderly people who don't want to pay for all that extra stuff on their phone, don't want the apps. They just want a basic.
Don't know how to use their phone. Could you imagine Vicky's husband?
So they can't have that app.
Could you imagine Vicky's husband if he had to have a garage door opener on his phone?
No, he'd throw it.
On his flip phone?
No, do you know that he no longer has a Cellosaurus?
I heard that he did get a smartphone that he
What's
also doesn't know how to use.
Is that
the flip phone?
It's a flip phone.
I have a flip phone.
I'm not even surprised.
I don't use the flip phone, but I have a flip phone. I do. It was my favorite phone. You know why it was my favorite phone?
Why?
Because all I could do with that phone was fucking make phone calls. Nobody could. No one texted me. No internet. No fucking nothing.
When I met Danny,
all
I had was a flip phone because my job paid for my phone, and I didn't want to make them pay for a smartphone. So then I upgraded to a push-up screen so that I could text faster. I mean, I do have a smartphone now, but I didn't when I met my husband.
but I would have to that the smartphone is really the dumb phone. Because I think it dumbs people up. It dumbs a lot of people up. So when I do go, if Jody and I were to go to dinner, we went out to a trivia night. And before the trivia begins, there's some eating because it's at a pizza joint. So there's some eating and some drinking. And this is a visual, folks. You won't see this, but people are just fucking glued. No one's talking. Everybody's fucking. You see these tables of 5, 6, 7 people. Everybody's on the phone doing their own fucking thing. No one's communicating. And Jody and I are sitting there chatting and talking. We're looking around saying, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We are the weirdos here. Even if we were on our phones, we'd still probably be the weirdos, but we're the fucking weird ones here. We're talking to each other.
I pretty much always have my phone nearby. And sometimes even out, but I put the screen down and I'm not like looking at it when I'm sitting at a table with other people. Unless it's like, wait, let me look that up real quick. But it's I'm never like looking at social. I'm never looking at Facebook while I'm on the phone with or sitting at a table with other people.
We went into 3 different stores today for some shopping and I left my phone in the car. I've called Jody at work before and her coworker would say, oh, she's not here. She ran to get lunch. And I said, I'll call her on her phone. They said, oh no, she left her phone here. And it's just not hooked to us that way.
It's funny because I use my phone. I have the Kroger app on my phone so I can do I put my grocery list on there.
Yeah, coupons.
It's got the coupons, but then also in the store, it's sorted by what aisle everything is in. So it saves time because I can go, okay, I'm in the produce section. I got to get these things. Like I just go to only the aisles that I need because the app tells me that. So I always have my phone in my hand at the grocery store, but I'm only looking at it long enough to go, okay, I need to be in aisle 9 right now. And then I'm watching where I'm going. But there was a woman today, as I was about to push out of the checkout, she looked like she was about to move at the same time. So I stood and waited for her. And this bitch was looking down at her phone, didn't look up at me, didn't acknowledge that I was leaving room for her because she was just looking at her phone and pushing her cart and looking and holding the phone in front of her hand. And so I waited for her to go by and then went, oh, you're welcome. And then walked out of the store.
Oh, you are me in that way. I do that. I will say to people, I will move in. They'll walk by and won't say anything. I say, oh, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Or
no, pardon me.
Or I'll say, excuse me. Or I'll walk by someone and say, oh, excuse me. And they won't say, oh, sure. I mean, it's just a courtesy, right? To say, oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, or maybe not. That's what I say if they don't respond. I go, and I say it loud enough so they can hear me, but not loud enough to be overly rude, but loud enough to be.
I had an Amazon driver the other day who like tossed the package up on the steps, and I just happened to be right there by the front door. So I opened it and I went, "Thank you." And he didn't turn around, wave, respond in any way. And I went, no, thank you. Have a great day.
That's part of the snarky part of you.
What?
And I have gotten more snarky in that way too. I have just become more contentious, I guess, maybe.
Mm.
I'm just common civility. It's disappeared.
Yeah.
But you do hear this a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fucking stop saying I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're not sorry.
Sorry.
You're not sorry. You cut me off,
Mm-hmm.
slammed the door in my face, didn't hold the door for me.
Mm-hmm.
You are not sorry.
They are not fucking sorry.
They are not.
But people say I'm sorry. It's sort of like saying I love you. And hear me out. So have you ever? So when I talk to my wife, I'll say, "Okay, love you, bye." Have you ever been talking to like somebody at the phone company or the oil company? Oh, okay, great, thanks, love you, bye. Oh shit, I just said love you to the fucking oil person. Have you ever done that?
No, but when people have said, I don't know, like I've answered inappropriately, like with a "you too" when that doesn't really apply. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when a server brings your food and they say enjoy your meal and you go "you too."
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I mean, thank you.
Because you're so not engaged in what's going on.
Yeah.
You've just thrown out whatever you would say. Because I'm not really paying attention, but I know I have to make a response here. So my response is "fuck you." I mean, you too. I mean, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. And I would like sometimes to be able to say "fuck you" to people that have brought me food, because sometimes people are just fucking horrendous.
Yeah,
they really are. They're just horrendous. Wow, holy crap!
Yeah, we gotta
5:30.
Yeah, we gotta wrap.
Wow. Hey, do you have an old actor for us, Michelle?
Do I have a what?
An old actor. We Chris always ends the show by mentioning the name of an old.
I don't, but I will.
Old
I mean, I love Jimmy Stewart, but I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed in myself. I didn't bring up Wally's liberal bullshit, and I didn't say fuck at all.
Hey,
I'm pretty
listen.
sure I never said cunt. I didn't cuss at all.
I know. I'm a
really
little disappointed
in
too.
myself.
We're gonna have to have you back.
Filled in the gaps.
Mickey,
Well,
thank you for doing this with us.
Really
to
nice
see
to
you,
meet
Wally.
you.
I'll be back.
Thanks for not beating the shit out of me. I appreciate it.
You know what, Wally? I have faith that Chris will ditch another show and I'll get to fill in again. So.
All right, listen, nice to meet you.
All right.
Meatball
Bye, guys.
sandwich
Thank
time,
you.
guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.